All right, everybody, we're back with a brand new Cabral concept. This is our second Cabral house call of the weekend. Obviously, if there is one, there is two following just behind. We've been doing this now for over 8 years, answering over 5,000 questions from the community and tens of thousands of questions more at CabralSupportGroup.com. So wherever you have a question, whenever you have a question, feel free to write in. Let us know how we can help. Every day you can get your questions answered at CabralSupportGroup.com, including how to find particular podcasts on your topic, or you can write in to me and I read these on the weekend edition of the show at StephenCabral.com/askCabral. All things wellness, high performance health, weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, happy to answer those. Let's dive in though. Next question, first question of the day is from Andrea. And Andrea says, "Hi, Dr. Bral. I'd love your input on what steps when trying to conceive to have the healthiest pregnancy possible. I love your book and doing many of the practices in it. Epsom salt baths, infrared sauna, taking the greens, and daily nutritional support, exercise, etc. I've done some nutrient testing with a nutritionist, so I'm taking extra vitamin D, B12, and iron. Also, I'm doing the 7-day detox now so that I can do it before trying next month. What is your advice on what I shouldn't and should be doing pre-pregnancy? And if there's any tests you recommend? I like testing for the congenital CMV virus. Thank you for consistently presenting content in a rational, unbiased, and non-fear-mongering way." Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. So I've got a bunch of podcasts. One is called How to Have a Happy and Healthy Pregnancy. I always recommend just typing that into Google. Just type in Dr. Stephen Cabral, How to Have a Happy and Healthy Pregnancy. It'll pop up. You'll be able to find that. All right. So in an ideal world, again, I know this is not an ideal world and my wife and I did not conceive this way either, but you would start 6 months before and you would run your Big 5 labs. All right. And then your Big 5 labs would say, Andrea, these are the vitamins you're low on. These are the minerals you're low on. This is your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. This is your gut health. These are your food sensitivities. And you would just work it by the book, by the plan. That's the best thing anybody can do, but especially pre-pregnancy. And then you would also begin your detox protocols. Because, and unfortunately, the first child gets the most amount of toxins unless you build them up after that, right? And so what we like to do is we will work on the 21-day functional medicine detox to open up the detox and drainage pathways. We'll do the CBO protocol if someone needs to work on their gut health. If they need to work on parasites, they'll do the parasupport protocol. And if they have heavy metals, they'll do that right after the CBO protocol. And that's an 8-week protocol. So you're done in 6 months. And during that time, you'll have done your detoxes, you're still doing your infrared sauna, and you're building up your vital reserves. That's the absolute best way to do it. No doubt about it. Now, at least 1 month before conceiving, we like women to use the daily foundational protocol level 2, plus vitamin D3, plus 500 micrograms, which is just one capsule, of methylfolate every single day. Then, if they do happen to be anemic, of course, they can start using iron and getting iron from more food. By 30 weeks, most women are functionally anemic and need to begin taking iron. Hopefully a healthy dose, a healthy version. So that's exactly how we do it. Literally, daily nutritional support, 1 shake a day, plus omega-3s, 2 capsules, plus daily fruit and vegetable blend for a variety of greens, plus daily probiotic support, 2 upon waking or 2 before bed. Vitamin D3, most women are taking 4,000 IUs. Again, I can't give any medical advice, so this is not medical advice, treatment plans, cures, or diagnosis. I'm just giving you exactly what I would give my own family and all the women in my practice. And then I would take 500 micrograms extra of methylfolate so that you get your full 800 plus micrograms a day of methylfolate, because the daily nutritional support has it, just not at 800 micrograms, because not everybody, if you're not pregnant, you don't need that much. That's it. It's very straightforward. And then, are there a couple extra things you can add? Sure, but only if needed, like really only if needed. All right. So hopefully that was helpful. All right. Kara's up next. My family does not eat a healthy diet. I know this, but it's so hard to change. It's incredibly overwhelming. I have 2 young children and I would like to provide better meals for them, but I just get overwhelmed with all the messaging and what to feed them and what not to feed them, that I just sink back to what I know and what I know they will eat. Help. Where do I start to make changes? This is a great question. So here's the absolute best place to start, because There's so many women like this in our community. So the nice thing is you can work with an IHP, level 1, level 2 on this, or you can kind of start with this simple advice. First, clean out your freezer. Refrigerators get cleaned out really fast because most things expire in your fridge within a week or two, okay? But clean out the freezer of anything that shouldn't be there. Excuse me. That includes your cabinets as well. We need to start getting rid of all this, the junk stuff, right? Then we only want to bring in the good stuff. What's the good stuff? Well, the good stuff is things that you can see growing in nature. That always passes the first test. So when people are giving you all conflicting advice, please don't listen to them. Like literally don't listen to them. If it is seen, growing in nature, for the most part, it's going to be healthy for you. You don't need to worry quite yet about the different berries, like which berry is the best, which fruit is the best. No, just get fruit that the family enjoys, whatever they like. They like pineapples? Great, eat pineapples. They like oranges? Great, eat oranges, whatever it is. Vegetables, cut up celery, cut up carrots. They can dip it in some olive oil and vinegar-based dressing that you might make. Like make it as appetizing as possible. Keep it super simple. They can even put a little bit of, like, nut butter is not my favorite thing in the world, but put a little nut butter if you want. A clean version, of course, like a nice almond butter that you like, etc. Macadamia nut butter on some celery, right? Not the dark green celery because kids aren't going to eat that, but just a lighter version, right? Not as many polyphenols, but that's okay. We're just getting started. And then what can they eat for proteins? Anything that you see that exists in nature. Tried for pastured chicken, pastured eggs, grass-fed beef. So like you're just going to go for all of the things that you can see in nature. Your fruits and your veggies and your proteins, your beans, your nuts, your legumes, all of those are great places to start. Then after that, you say, well, what about cookies and chips and all of those things? Well, then you're just going to say, all right, well, let me look for the least egregious ingredients. The least amount of oxidized seed oils, the least amount of overall sugar. And what you'll find is like, oh, well, I can make a lot of these cookies on my own. And I can use gluten-free flour or, an einkorn flour or whatever you like. And you can start to make your own chocolate chip cookies. And when you invite your kids in, now they get to be a part of the process and they can use healthier chocolate. They can see all of these things. But really, Cara, what it is it's leading from the front, leading by example, and also crowding out the things that you do not want in your house. Now, am I going to say that my kids never eat some of these things? No, they do. But we just know that Monday through Thursday night, like that's not happening. Friday night, we have a meal that we all enjoy, but made with healthier ingredients. And then a little bit on the weekend, they might get to enjoy something. But it's like, it's not a free-for-all, and we just don't keep it in the house. And even some of the things we do keep in the house, they know when they can have it. They know like when that time is to enjoy, because we need to be focused on how our bodies feel and how our energy is as well. And we use those just as teaching points rather than call out certain foods as necessarily bad. So, Cara, hopefully that was helpful. All right, Sally's up next. And again, I could talk about this all day, and I know that I've given a lot of time to these first two questions, but the truth is that I just don't feel we're doing a service to our family by allowing them to eat foods that we know that are going to make them sick in the future. So I always say, like, listen, if I have to be the bad guy, I'm going to be the bad guy, because I'm not going to know what I know and then allow my family, to be sick. So I'm not going to buy these things. And I had to tell that to my daughter. My daughters, as they were, they're getting older, I'm like, I can't buy it for you because it's not good for your body and your brain. And I wouldn't be a good dad if I did that. Again, this is my philosophy. Nobody else's. Nobody else has to copy this, but it's what I am. I need to be able to sleep at night as well. And this is how I can sleep at night. All right. Sally's up next. Hi, Dr. Brawl. Thank you so much for your willingness to help others. I'm writing to you in regard of my dad. He is a 60-year-old mechanic who has never really taken care of his body. About 4 years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. And since he has had treatment to essentially kill it, he has been cancer-free since. Over the past few months, he has been feeling chest tightness and arm pain, which landed him in the ER to get 3 stents put in his main left artery. He is healing and starting slowly to get back to work. I think this was a scare for him, and he is going to start taking his eating habits seriously. Anyways, he's been saying for years now that drinking water gives him heartburn. I assume this is all connected back to his diet, but I wanted to get your thoughts if this is something specific we can look into. We just ordered him the inflammation test from your site as a starting place. Thanks as always, Sally. That's a great place to start. So the inflammation test is a really nice one. And then you actually might want to look into, and he may not be ready for this type of investment, but sometimes when people make the investment, they actually use it. I would go to stephencabral.com/hydrogen-water, and hydrogen's with a Y to start, HY DROGEN-water. So check that out. This is tremendous for a lot of people with heartburn. It helps to bring more electrons and hydrogen back to the body, works as a really powerful antioxidant, and it's a big recommendation that I would give people. Now, but of course, starting with an intermittent fast, stopping dinner at 6 o'clock at night, beginning again maybe around 8 in the morning with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, trying to get 7 to 9 servings of fruits and veggies every day. Get them a copy of The Rain Barrel Effect. Honestly, that's what I would do. It's free, so I'm not selling it to you. You just pay shipping and handling. You can find it at StephenCabral.com. Get him a copy of The Rain Barrel Effect. Have him read it. If he reads it, then that means he's more invested in his health and hopefully then starts to take action like the 21-day functional medicine detox, and that will really kick him off to better health. All right. Thanks, Sally, for writing in. Anonymous is up next. Hi, Dr. Rawl. I'm a 63-year-old female. I eat a Mediterranean diet, do the Big 5 annually, sauna daily, and cold plunge 2 to 3 times a week. My exercise regimen includes resistance, HIIT training, sit training 4 times per week. My question is, am I training too hard? I often feel wired when I should be tired, and alternatively run down for no apparent reason. My HRV can be as high as 65 when I'm detoxing and 20 to 30 when I'm living a normal life. I take a multitude of my supplements based on my IHP's recommendations, all of the basics, plus adrenal soothe, plus adrenal support, plus estrogen support, plus DHEA, as well as several of the supplements you recommend, berberine, functional mushrooms, Medevolve. Plus I take 5 CBD gummies 3 times per day to control anxiety and NAC for the MTHFR gene. Please advise. Okay. So, I mean, you're doing so much right. It's always amazing to work with an individual like you, because my goal is often to do less, not more, right? So that's one of the nice things. So I have no issues with like any of the products that you're taking or really what you're doing. But I think more what we need to work on is that we're pushing the body a little bit too much. I love that you're doing the workouts 4 to 5 times a week. I just want to make sure that we're not pushing too hard so that we actually see when you look at like your Oura Ring or your Whoop Strap, whatever you're looking at, that your resilience is still at the exceptional, or it's at the very strong level, so that you're not overdoing it. I think that most likely we're going to have to create an exercise routine that's probably like Monday, Wednesday, Friday weight training, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday cardio, cold plunging. I don't know. We might want to take a week or 2 off from that, see how you feel when you're not pushing that sympathetic nervous system with cold plunging and allowing the body just to recover from those exercise-based routines. I would keep your Wednesday. I'm cognizant that you want to work out a lot, but I don't want to overdo it. And I'm really leaning more towards 2 days off per week. So it's probably going to look more like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, because I'm just a little worried that there needs to be a period of time where you're less catabolic, that your body's able to rejuvenate and recover more rather than break down more. So I would look at HRV. It's a great way to look at that. If you see your HRV continuing to decrease over a period of days, it does mean that you're most likely overreaching or overtraining. And I would definitely work with your IHP on that to see how do we support that. You're already doing great with magnesium and a lot of the products that you should be taking. So then it comes down to lifestyle. We either need to get you more sleep for recovery, a nap early afternoon, or we need to decrease the output. All right, Anonymous? Great question. All right, let's get to one more. One more question from Carrie today. Carrie says, hi, Dr. Rawl. I've heard there's some controversy around Nano Hydroxyapatite, specifically that it can lead to liver and kidney issues and is carcinogenic, etc. This is a great ingredient to build teeth and reduce cavities, but I don't want to give it to my child if it's toxic and builds up in the system. What has been your research on this ingredient shown? And are there safe brands such as Primal Life Organics, etc.? If not, what is the alternative? Thank you. Yeah, this is a great question as well. So, one thing that I want to share with you is that this is not dissimilar to a sunscreen that contains zinc oxide. All right. So when you look at these sunscreens, you want them to be non-nanoparticle zinc oxide. And then they can have other great ingredients like aloe vera, coconut oil, calendula, etc. Great. No problem to add those in. But it has shown that nanoparticle zinc is not ideal to really be putting on the skin. And I think we might see the same with hydroxyapatite as well, which is basically calcium from bone that allows you to hopefully build up the calcium in bone in your own teeth. So I like that, and I like the premise of it. And so I am a recommender of, hydroxyapatite, but I definitely leave my opinion to be open on this topic and to revisit in the future as we have more data. Whenever possible, I do recommend a non-nanoparticle, though, hydroxyapatite. And so it's a little bit more natural. I know that there's maybe better research on the absorption of nanoparticle. However, as you said, could it then be absorbed easier through the capillaries in the gums and mouth and then move its way to the liver and kidneys and maybe, when used over time, lead to chronic toxicity? Maybe that's possible. I think we need a whole lot more data on this. I think it's a whole lot safer either way than fluoride. I will tell you that. But for right now, I'm erring on the side of non-nanoparticle, and that would be more of my recommendation. All right. Thank you, Carrie, for writing in. Thank you, everybody, for your questions and, of course, always your support of the Cabral concept. We are here 8+ years later because of you. So thanks so much. Appreciate you. Take care. I'll talk with you tomorrow on a brand new Cabral concept. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.